Hello and welcome to National Focus. I am Aaliyah Martin. In the headlines, Dominica to continue resiliency goals following CREAD. New council to serve communities of Delices, Carib, Roche and Victoria. And Thea Lafond-Gadson captures Dominica's first international gold medal in triple jump. The details of the headline stories and more when we return. Welcome back. Dominica bid farewell to the Climate Resilience Execution Agency for Dominica, CREAD, during a closing ceremony held earlier today. Established in 2018, CREAD has been a pillar of strength in enhancing efforts in becoming the world's first climate resilient nation by 2030. Over the past 5 years, CREAD has focused on enhancing the capacity of the public service, business sector and social partners to stimulate economic growth, build a sense of community, and efficiently utilize Dominica's resources.
The global community has taken notice. Through our collective efforts, Dominica stands as an example of what can be done and achieved when countries, when leaders act decisively to address the persistent challenges of our times. CREAD is a proud achievement for all of you who lent your professional expertise, your passion, and your commitment to actualizing the vision for climate resilience. It is a proud achievement for me personally as Prime Minister of Dominica because it embodied the bold pledge I made at the United Nations in September 2017 to work from that day forward to shield Dominica from the severity of climate change impacts.
Dominica continues to lead the way in environmental awareness and climate action. With CREAD's assistance, government has reviewed its building codes across sectors and can now boast of building back better and ensuring that its infrastructure can withstand the impact of changing climate.
We have not only talked the talk, we have walked the walk. Our most recent move to establish a sperm whale reserve in our waters, contributing to climate change mitigation, speaks loudly of our resolve and our willingness to make bold, groundbreaking moves in the global fight. These achievements would not have been possible without the support of our international and regional partners. I thank most profoundly the governments of the United Kingdom and Canada for their faith in Dominica and their willingness to invest in our ambitious goal to create a safer, more sustainable future for our citizens. We trust that you will continue to work with us along this important journey.
Several projects were carried out as part of the Climate Resilience Recovery Plan, focusing on 6 key result areas to include strong communities, robust economy, well-planned and durable infrastructure, strengthen institutional systems, enhance collective awareness, and preservation and sustainable utilization of natural and unique assets.
When CREAD was conceptualized in 2018, it was designed as a short-term executive agency to play a leading role in Dominica's resilience vision. And therefore, CREAD's remit was guided by the Climate Resilience Act and what would later be developed by it in partnership with the ministries, namely the Climate Resilience Recovery Plan, or the CRRP. It is to be noted that the success of CREAD's work depended on the collaboration and partnership of the ministries, departments, and agencies of government. CREAD's work was an extension and an enhancement of the government's broader vision. And so the leadership provided by the chairman of CREAD's policy board, the Honorable Prime Minister, and the other ministers gave important policy direction and support at the highest level to enable a successful outcome.
The nation's vision to become the first climate resilient country captured international attention and has garnered the support of a range of development partners to catalyze this critical journey. The governments of the United Kingdom and Canada have been instrumental in supporting the implementation of CREAD's initiatives. Representative of the United Kingdom government, Mr. Richard Carter, is confident that CREAD has delivered.
Few things in my professional life have given me as much satisfaction as working with CREAD. If you examine my passport, you will see more stamps for Dominica than perhaps any other place on earth, and I've visited a number of countries. I, as a Caribbean person, firmly believe in what we have done and the success that we've generated. I look to Dr. Genora Joseph and Samuel Carrett to carry forward the work that we have done, confident in these two persons that they will deliver on what we have basically built in Dominica.
The government of Canada is committed to development of Dominica. Canada was able to fund a number of initiatives that benefited the nation.
Canada is committed to continuing its support for Dominica's journey to resilience, and we anticipate sustained engagement with the government of Dominica in this regard. On this note, I'm delighted to highlight a new technical assistance support that Canada will provide to Dominica's Land and Survey Division. Starting next week, the Ministry of Natural Resources Canada will extend support to Dominica's Land and Survey Division to use artificial intelligence-based geospatial techniques. This assistance aims to facilitate Dominica's processing, mapping, and monitoring of the impact of natural and man-made disasters. The use of this technology will help Dominica access on-demand updates essential for decision-making processes related to mitigation, recovery, and resilience.
Though CREAD has been dissolved, several projects initiated by the agency will now be managed by the ministry in charge of climate resilience. 8 councillors have been sworn in to serve the communities of Delices, Carib, Roche, and Victoria for the next 3 years, as the 18th inaugural meeting of the Village Council was held on Monday, March 4, 2024. Michael Etienne, Marvelyn Albert, Justin John, Joan Hilliard-Gist, and Abner Etienne were elected, while Grimson John, Johnson Williams, and Solange Williams were nominated. Outgoing Chairman Mrs. Joan Hilliard-Gist called on the new councils to remain true to the oaths that they have taken to serve their communities.
Let me urge this present council in which I'm a part of to please take both your oath that you have already taken and your community seriously. Let's try our best to do better. Delices deserves a functioning council. Our only agenda you should have is to find and implement ways to develop our beautiful community.
Mr. Michael Etienne is the newly sworn-in chairman. He says to achieve the level of development that they have planned for the communities that they serve, the council must remain united and committed to the task.
We need to bring this village together. That's right. But if we cannot be united in this council, there is no way we can bring this village together. That's right. And this is the testament under which I, as the leader of this council, will provide the leadership to unite this village, to bring us forward, and make us the #1 destination in this beautiful Commonwealth of Dominica.
Parliamentary representative for the La Plaine constituency, Honorable Dr. Cassandra Williams, gave the new councillors her blessing, saying she is aware of the sacrifice they are making to serve the residents.
This afternoon marks another occasion to give the Delices village councillors our collective blessing as they embark on a new term to coordinate local community action and implement projects for our people's development. We are fully cognizant of the sacrifice made by these councillors and their total selflessness apparent to all while on this voluntary journey. Councillors give time and energy in service, create plans, mobilize and manage limited and needed resources while reporting to those they serve in an accountable manner.
Meanwhile, Minister for Community Development, Honorable Greta Roberts, says the goal of the council should be to develop the lives of the residents and communities.
The onus is now on you to work towards the upliftment of these communities, and in so doing, transform the lives of the people you serve. Bearing in mind always that the decisions you make and the actions you take can shape the future of these communities and contribute to their overall growth and development. This is why local government plays such an integral role in the development and well-being of all communities. As elected representatives, you have a unique opportunity to make a positive impact on the lives of the residents of those you serve.
Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit was also present at the inauguration ceremony. He says the village council and local government must work with central government if they are to solve the issues of the residents.
Everybody has a different style of doing things, but we can't underestimate or undervalue the person's commitment to the job. And we have to work together to ensure that we have greater positive energy concentrated in one area to push the community forward. And so she has my absolute backing and support in those efforts. It left to us to work together with her to advance some of the very important projects and programs and projects that we want to push in this constituency. We cannot spend our time being negative. The Lord put us on earth to be positive, to do positive things, not to focus on negative. There's a problem, let's solve it. But not focus on the problem alone. We have to focus on solutions. And so I would like us to work together towards addressing things.
The Delices, Carib, Roche and Victoria Village Council was first inaugurated in 1975. World Indoor Athletics champion of the women's triple jump, Thea Lafond-Gadson, has recounted a history-defining moment at Glasgow, Scotland. On March 3rd, she recorded a personal best of 15.1 meters, securing the first gold medal for Dominica at the International Athletics competition.
For me, this is a dream come true. I think I'm in a state of just like serenity. It's just peace, like an exhale, like, finally, we did it. But it's also just like a true source of just overwhelming joy. All the hard work is paying off. To watch everyone celebrate with me is the best thing ever. And this is truly momentous.
She recalled the day prior to her competition.
But this one, I felt very calm coming into it. And the night before I competed, I was heading to the gym to get a light workout in before competing the next morning. And on my way out, the last event on TV was the women's 60-meter final, in which St. Lucia's Julian Alfred secured gold. And I remember just watching her and just seeing the wave of emotions, go through her eyes, her face, the tears welling up. And I just cried. And I was just so happy for her. I was happy for St. Lucia. And I remember texting my husband and coach, Aaron-Gadson, that, I wanted that for Dominica. I wanted to feel that same way. I wanted the success for us. And I think verbatim, I said, I hope to not disappoint because I want this so badly. And all he said was, "You're up next." And he was right.
Her dedication and strong ambition has led to her success as an athlete.
Starting from my youth days, I'm a multi-time CREAD medalist. From my high school days, I am a state champion in 4 events in the state of Maryland, and a national champion in high school also in the triple jump. I am a multi-time medalist in the conference of the ACC and Big Ten collegiately, and I'm an NCAA All-American in high jump, actually, not triple, believe it or not. I am a 2-time medalist in the Commonwealth Games, a Olympic finalist, multiple-time World Championships finalist, and a World Indoor Champion.
Preparation was key in achieving this milestone for the triple jumper.
Coming into the competition was a little different. We did taper a bit, so maybe less workouts, but my typical week of the training is quite stacked. I am on the track 4 days a week, That includes the sand pit. Twice a week, I'm jumping. Twice a week, I'm doing speed training. There's always a bit of jump elements everywhere. I am lifting 4 times a week. My only full day of rest is Sunday. So 6 days a week, I am doing something. And we did, ease off a little bit to give my body some rest, a couple extra days more of rest leading into World Champs. And I also lightened my lift quite a bit. But that is it. I wake up, my typical day is I wake up, I lift. About 6 to 7 hours later, I'm on the track. And I do that about 3 or 4 times a week. So quite stacked, but very worth it.
Thea has broken barriers for aspiring Dominican athletes.
For other athletes, especially Dominican athletes, I hope this means that it's possible. Very often, it's very difficult to imagine yourself being the first person to do something. It's hard to even know it's possible until you see someone else do it. So for the other athletes of our country, like, it is possible. I have done it. And I want you guys to, make sure that I'm not the last one to do it. I truly believe in our young athletes, and I want to be a source of inspiration, motivation, and also a resource for them to compete and complete, their goals.
She says her transition to a full-time athlete has paid off in her journey.
It was tough before. It really was. I used to be a teacher. I would wake up at 5:30. I would go and lift in my building, and then be in my classroom around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, teach until around 2:30, and be on the track by around 3 to 3:15 for my workout. Sometimes I'd get home well after, 7:30, 8, 9 o'clock. And I would, prep my meal for the next day and get ready to do it all over again. And it was definitely tough. I remember being, even in Tokyo, I was the only one, I believe, that was like, I had a full job and also training. And, I made the Olympic finals. And the support that I received from the DOC under Billy Doctrove and the DAA under Brendan Williams really allowed me to just, leave teaching and just focus on track and field. And since we did that, those last, 3 years, things have just been developing very rapidly in a positive direction.
She remains thankful for the investment made by her country into honing her craft.
And just having the ability to just rest sometimes, or not have to worry about working to just kind of make things, financially secure for myself and travel has been amazing. And it's also just blossomed into amazing support from, the government in itself. A major shout out to our Prime Minister for his lovely posts over the weekend about what I've been doing. I truly appreciate it, and to watch the country rally behind it has been amazing. But even on a personal side of things, my parents that are always praying and supporting me, my friends and family that have been shoulders to lean on outside of the sport, which has been a great break for me. I'm so grateful. And of course, my amazing training partners, Jordan Scott, Daniela De La Fosse, Katora Orchi, and now Amani Oliver, and my lovely husband and coach, Aaron Gadson.
Thea expressed her gratitude for the immense support she has received.
I would like to give from my friends, family, stateside, in Dominica, abroad. Thank you for just believing in me, even when I didn't necessarily believe in myself. And to my country, thank you. It is always, like I say, an honor, a privilege, and truly a blessing to be Dominican. Thank you.
The Government Information Service congratulates Thea Lafond-Gadson on her victory and wishes her the best as she continues to represent Dominica at the upcoming 2024 Olympic Games in Paris, France, scheduled for July 26 to August 11, 2024. You're watching National Focus. More when we return. Welcome back. Young entrepreneurs have received some sage advice from Minister of State in the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development, Honorable Oscar George, as they take steps to establish businesses in various sectors. Minister George was speaking at the 18th installment of the Dominica Youth Business Trust Entrepreneurship Development Program, geared at assisting young entrepreneurs develop and start off their businesses.
My advice to them is to take this program very seriously. Many times young people come to programs and they take it for a joke, but this is very serious business. We expect them to operate successful businesses going forward, and of course we need small businesses in Dominica. The private sector, as you know, plays a very important role in our overall development. The private sector employs people, they create jobs, of course they add to livelihoods all across Dominica, especially in the rural communities that rely on agriculture and fishing. So we encourage them to seek this option and of course engage in entrepreneurship to develop themselves and their families.
The young entrepreneurs were advised to make smart business decisions, have proper financial recording, and to engage in market research if they are to have a successful business.
The ultimate goal is to ensure that they can sustain these businesses. What we don't want is that they engage in businesses that fail in the first 6 months, in the first year. This is when it's very critical that they understand the environment which they operate in and of course make the right decision. We continue to encourage them to practice good business habits. It's important to have business account separate from your personal account. It's important that you proper good financial recording. It's important that you do your market research and of course to understand the environment which we operate in now.
The young entrepreneurs are engaged in businesses that cover a wide range of sectors, which are all critical to the country's development.
They are all very eager. Speaking to them, they have expressed the desire to get into agro-processing, the IT sector, tourism, and of course online marketing. So all these are very important areas for us at the Ministry of Youth. We continue to encourage young persons to don't just sit around and expect things to happen for you, but go out there, take the step, and of course make something happen for yourself. Of course, we had the commitment from ID Bank over the last few years to assist in this program, and of course government continues to play its role in providing the financial backing for these young entrepreneurs to ensure that they can, of course, develop their businesses.
Government remains committed to assisting small business in their development as they understand the importance of small businesses to the economy.
The financial environment and economic environment, it calls for businesses to come on board and succeed. We want small businesses to play a larger role in developing this country. And of course, we will continue through the DYBT program to ensure that every year we have a cadre of young people that can go out there and earn successful livelihoods through small business.
Coming up next, the Creole News Highlight with Jeno Jacobs.
Bienvenue à ce nouvel en créole, nom monsieur Jeno Jacob. Président Athletics Dominique Brandon Williams dit, gouvernement Dominique toujours te qu'à supporter Thea Lafond. Thea Lafond a Dominique gagné une médaille l'or en triple jump en Glasgow, Scotland, Mass 3 2124. Il sautait 15.01 mètres.
Most of Labour Party qui a supposé Thea Lafond. Et il a fait facility là, le playing field là pour les athlètes train. Ouais, nous besoin d'autres, mais ils commencent à faire. Parce que si vous commencez athlète là, ni pour athlète là ni pour faire travail là. C'est pas ni dit OK, Labour Party qui supporter yo. Mais athlète là besoin faire travail là aussi.
Brandon Williams dit il plaît la Thea Lafond gagner.
Moi plaît parce que moi connais jusqu'à 17 années les rentré sport pour Dominique. So moi toujours qu'à parler tous les semaines moi qu'à parler avec coach Lee parce que coach Lee c'est husband ni yo mai moi toujours qu'à parler yo ça yo ni comment yo ka faire qui compétition yo ni. So moi qu'à ouais comme si c'est moi. You know on mon famille moi qui gagne un médaille so monter content hier. Mais pour moi qu'à dit Thea ka fait d'autres il a fait plus pour Dominique nous ni Olympics qui a venu en 2000 l'année ça so on y garder pour faire.
Après 7 années qu'on Climate Resilience Execution Agency for Dominica CREAD, une agence qui fait travail en résilience climatique à Dominique, fait main office li. Yo tient une press conference en State House la jeudi. Nous parlons et puis Dr. Genora Joseph, un ingénieur qui travaille et puis CREAD.
CREAD vini en existence parce que nous souffrons beaucoup après Maria. Et nous réaliser, nous besoin faire nous besoin commencer avec résilience pour bagaille climatique parce que nous savons climate change c'est un bagaille qui vraiment a affecté petit pays dans la terre. So nous Dominique nous vulnérables, nous nous exposer à bagaille climate change parce que nous ni hurricane, nous ni la pluie, toutes ces bagailles ça là qui affecté nous en Dominique. Bon, quid là pour assurer nous faire un journey en résilience. Et même si quid fermé, officially, nous allons continuer avec le travail là en différents départements en gouvernement Dominique.
Il dit qu'il va continuer le travail et puis grand projet capital.
Nous allons continuer avec ça, nous allons qui est major capital projects. Et ça veut dire c'est projects qui grands projects comme Chimay, Loubière pour aller Gouambé, projects comme Kalinago Shelter. So ces projects ça là supposé faciliter Journey Resilience Dominique. So ça va continuer, même si CREAD déjà fini, c'est tous ces projets ça là qui va continuer après CREAD. Ces projets nous commencer parce que nous réaliser ces projets ça là, nous besoin ça à Dominique pour faire nous plus résilient à bagaille comme hurricane, bagaille tremblement de terre, drought, toutes ces bagailles, la pluie, toutes ces bagailles ça là. So nous avons autant de travail pour faire. So même CREAD fini, mais nous savons ça c'est un commencement à un grand projet pour faire Dominique premier pays climate resilience en la terre.
Dr. Joseph dit CREAD fini, mais le travail là juste commencé.
Le travail là il juste commencé. So nous commençons premier tranche travail là, mais il y a autant l'autre travail nous supposons faire comme un petit pays pour développer nous pour assurer nous faire toute bagaille à une manière qui climate resilient.
CREAD appelle l'argent hors l'Angleterre et puis gouvernement Canada.
L'Angleterre avec gouvernement Canada. So là premier ministre nous il parlait toute la terre, il dit la terre ça qui vivait Dominique après Maria. Il a réalisé, il a supposé venir avec Dominique et faciliter le projet ça là, parce que c'est vraiment important pour nous faire ça. Et nous, Dominique, actuellement, nous sommes un exemple pour toute la terre, pour tout petit pays à la terre, comment pour faire un projet en climate resilience. Comme ça, Canada et Great Britain, ils viennent ensemble avec nous, ça nous voulait faire Dominique, c'est un bagage qui est vraiment important et ils dit qu'ils allaient nous l'argent là pour faciliter le projet ça là.
8 councilors 9 rentrés en village council Delices, Carib, La Roche et puis Victoria. Ils ont été en office pour 3 années. Inauguration en place mardi 4 mars 2024. Ces councilors là ont électé c'est Michael Etienne, Marvin Albert, Justin John, John Hilaire Gist et puis Abna Etienne. Ils ont nominé Grimson John, Johnson Williams et puis Solange Williams. Michael Etienne, c'est chairman Nefla. Ça, c'est tout à ce nouvel en créole. Non, M. Geno Jacob. Au revoir.
And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS Dominica on Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitter. You can also drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dn. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I am Aaliyah Martin. Thank you for watching.